Hi, I'm Amanda Jane Clarkson, Millionairess mentor and editor-in-chief for the Millionairess magazine. Welcome to the podcast. If you're brand new, then thank you so much for joining us. And if you're a regular, then welcome back. We have a fabulous show today. The Millionairess Mentor podcast is dedicated to turning entrepreneurial women into a millionairess from the inside out and enriching lives for generations to come. Enjoy today's conversation, and of course be sure to have your journal and a nice cuppa on hand. This is going to be truly inspirational. Let's jump in. Good morning, gorgeous millionairess. I will give you a moment to jump on to today's podcast, which I'm very much looking forward to jumping into. So I'm not going to muck around, girls. I'm going to get into it because if you're on time, then I respect that. And time is something we can't get more of. And so I'm not going to waste a moment of my time or your time because it's valuable. So this is a question from one of you ladies, and I'm going to read it out. But I believe it's a question that so many people are either asking themselves, talking about now, and it is an extremely common problem, specifically because of the times we are in right now. Bit of turmoil around the world with COVID-19. Australia's just gone into recession. Other countries are truly feeling financial pinch, personal burden with everything that's been happening since the beginning of 2020, really. So ladies, please make sure you got your journal. You're going to need it, and take some notes because I'm just going to share some insights, because Annette's question is a good one. I've been there myself many times and had to pull myself out of the hole. Here's what she says: Amanda, I am a very upbeat, positive person most of the time, but lately I'm negative and moody because I'm worried about losing my business and what will happen in the future. For the first time in years, I feel totally overwhelmed and I don't know how to get my life back on track. Please help. Give me a sign if you're feeling like this right now, if you've ever felt like that, because I know I have countless times. I've lived through the GFC, lost businesses in natural disasters, floods here where we live. And I know what it feels like to be negative and moody, wondering if or how I'm going to pull myself out of that funk, and more importantly, not to lose momentum and focus in my business. So I'm going to ask or answer Annette's question specifically, but it relates to everyone. And doubting your future, and especially a business. So many businesses are going broke. So many people are going out of business. So many people have lost their mojo for their business, and they're just sitting at home worrying and wondering what the future will bring. And that isn't, not a good space to be in, because as an entrepreneur myself, for most of my life, in fact 30 years, I have never been locked out of my business, so to speak, had the doors shut for any other reason than my own decision. And so when you're forced to shut the doors on your business and you're wondering how you are going to pick up the pieces, it is a very real and difficult situation to face. And so here's what I would say. This is where, especially times like this, we can all get caught up in the fear mentality of the masses, especially when the negative news on the TV and the media are continually brainwashing us. And this is not to go against the media. They do a fantastic job. This is not what I'm saying, but what I am saying is that we have a responsibility to stand guard at the door of our mind and what we allow to go in and fester or foster. Write that in your journal. The information that goes inside of us either festers into negative and emotional downfall, or it fosters new thoughts and ideas. And so what can happen in these situations is that we literally stop thinking for ourselves. That's when the self-doubt creeps in, and it is really easy to lose clarity and focus and direction. And that's kind of what Annette's going through. I've been through it. Give me a sign here if you've gone through it, or maybe you're even feeling it right now. So what do? You've got people constantly talking about the current environment, the current worry of our countries, wherever we live. It's all very similar. Everyone's in turmoil. However, how do you protect yourself from that? How do you focus and keep that momentum going and not lose your heart for the business? And so there's a couple of things I want to bring up today, and it might seem like I'm not empathizing with the current situation. Where I'm empathizing is with the entrepreneurial woman or the guy listening to this that's worrying themselves sick about their business and their financial future. Because I know whether you think money is important or not, you cannot argue that money does not affect the things that are important to us. Our health, our children, our families, the people we love, our relationships, where we live, the kind of food we eat, the kind of lifestyle we live. And so I can understand as an entrepreneur what it's like to worry about the future. However, can we do something about it? Yes, we can. Even though we cannot control the outside world, we can certainly control our inside world. And so if I was sitting here with you, Annette, and I believe you are on this call, and I was sitting here mentoring you, here's what I would say to you based on my own experience, based on my wisdom and my knowledge of having been through it all. So first thing I want to say is it is so normal to have up days and down days and everything in between days. This is life. This is business. Being an entrepreneur is an emotional roller coaster at the best of times. And anyone out there, any friggin' guru who's trying to tell you to always look at the bright side of life, always just saying you've got to be positive, never negative, never down, never stressed, never worried. It's BS. It doesn't even make sense. We are human beings, right? And so I have my up days and I have my most incredible heartbreaking days as an entrepreneur. The shit hits the fan, things go wrong, I lose staff, I lose momentum, an expensive marketing campaign doesn't work, I lose great customers. I've even tried to fly into a certain city to speak in front of a crowd of 500 people, and then the plane couldn't land. And so, these are stressful moments. It's hard to see the bright side of life when you're going through those emotional turmoil situations. Who has been in that situation where you're just gone, oh my God, as an entrepreneur, you ask yourself, is this worth it? And that's why we've, really, really must focus on what is most important and meaningful for us in our lives, because it's times like this when you're down in the dirt, down on yourself, the whole world seems like a mess, there's lack of control everywhere, especially within ourselves. These are the times when we truly question ourselves. As an entrepreneur, we question our ability, we question our friggin' sanity. Why did we start this in the first place? Who has ever questioned their sanity as an entrepreneur, going, why am I doing this? Why don't I just go and get a job? It is so much easier, or get a handout from the government, so like so many other people are. It's just easier. However, I understand also as an entrepreneur what drives us internally. And so, Annette, you're sitting there worrying about your business. So first of all, you have your up days, your down days, and everything in between days. This is normal. However, here's what I would say about that. And again, I've been there countless times, 14 different businesses. When your emotions start to spiral out of control, be very, very, very careful who you surround yourself with and who you talk about this with. Because if you start to get around other people who are woe is me, the sky is falling, the world is never going to be the same again, and you bet it's never going to be the same again. There's turmoil everywhere. Businesses are going broke. People are going broke. They've got emotional problems, spiritual problems, mental problems. If you start on that trajectory, it is super hard that when you get that momentum going, it's really hard to pull yourself back out of it. Now, that is not to say We don't care about people. We don't empathize with people. We can see what's going on as an entrepreneur. However, you are here to serve people, and it is your responsibility to ensure you protect yourself from what I like to call the herd mentality. Okay, because here's what happens. Or the pullers of the world, Chicken Littles who can only see the negative side of the world, who, want to say, things are bad, that we're going to go broke. And yes, we're in a recession, but there is still money out there. Money circulates. Money's not stopping its circulation. It just moves from different hands, from one hand to another hand, depending on who's focused on serving people. And so around this time, I'm living in this time as well as an entrepreneur. I am super, super, super careful who I share my thoughts with. I'm super careful and I listen to the words and the sentences and the stories that other people are telling. And then I ask myself, is this conducive to me being able to move through this time, pick up the pieces of my business and take care of my family, my future, build that financial wall around myself? These are the things that are going through my mind constantly. And so the second thing I would say is we must be aware as entrepreneurs, what is the information going in? Because information going in has to come out in some form. And if it's just constant negativity, people who can only see, the downside of what's happening, and of course there's always an upside to every downside, then you're going to be in trouble. And so as an entrepreneur and all of you listening to this, here's what I do. Here's what I would say to you if I'm mentoring you in this situation, is to stop, and you've got to ask yourself, I can either go down this, well of self-destruction, self-pity, worrying myself sick, or I can stop and I can look on the inside instead of the outside for my solutions. I want you to write this down, thinking about a solution, not the current problem, especially if you're in business, and take a little bit of time out for myself. And so this is the perfect time. Like I said, there are so many benefits to what is happening in the world right now. So many benefits. We have been given, or gifted, I like to say, more time than ever before to be able to take a moment, get our journal out, and start to think about the story of the future that we want to tell. What do you want for your children? What do you want for your family? What do you want for your health, your relationships, your love life, your financial situation, your personal growth, and your happiness? What is the story that you want to be telling now and into the future? Here's the truth, right? And now I'm getting on a rampage, which is pretty normal for me. It's a podcast that's turning into a rampage. And why not? Here's the thing. We can wallow in what's happening, or we can take control of our own destiny. We cannot control other people, but we can control ourselves. We can control our emotions, our decisions, and our actions, or what I like to call our perceptions or our thoughts. Write this down. You can control your thoughts, your decisions, and your actions. I have chosen, and this is what I would say to every entrepreneur out there, you must make a decision to say to yourself, promise your family, if you can't do it for yourself, do it for your family, to say, I'm not going down with this. I can take care of myself, my family, and get my business going again. Because until we learn to open up the gateway, what I call our imagination, we can only see what is. And it's very difficult to move forward when we're focusing on the problem or what is. We must see into the future. And so here's what I would do in my journal. I would write a new story about my business, Annette, and I would write a new story about my future, Annette, and everyone listening, about my health and my relationships. This is the perfect time, because here's what we all know, or most of us, or some of us practice, is that whatever we focus on, we attract. Thoughts become things. And so why wouldn't we focus on the story that we want to tell, that we want to attract? Because here's another thing, we can't chase success down. We must become success, attract success. And this is the time in history that has never been more beautifully perfect to be able to focus on the new story that you want to tell yourself. And so I look at those 7 areas of my life. I'll say them again. My love life, my health, my relationships, my vocation, my money situation, my personal growth, and my happiness. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, here's what I would say. Where you are compared to where you want to be, what is the gap? And then I would write a story of how I want it to be, not how it is. Because here's where most entrepreneurs, I believe, are never going to be able to pick themselves up and go forward from this situation we're in. Because I've been there myself, and so I'm not being critical to anybody. I'm not looking from the outside in with clueless, because I have been there. I woke up in the GFC one morning. I was $1 million. I went to bed with $1 million net worth in one property. I woke up the next morning to absolute zero. Another time in 2011, I went to bed with a flourishing internet business that was bringing in millions of dollars. I woke up the next day to the whole thing being completely wiped out with no insurance, not a penny left in that business, completely gone after 5 years of nurturing that business. Yes, I know what it feels like. I've been in a business where I invested $150,000 into a mentor to start a business in America. Because of certain things, it didn't work out, and I'm so glad now in hindsight. But, it was $150,000. It's a lot of money. And so what I'm saying is, how many times I could have sat there feeling sorry for myself, wallowing in it, going backwards. No, I decided I had to keep going. And so how did I do that? I started to focus on other people, not myself. This is a critical turning point for any entrepreneur listening to this. In fact, anyone who wants a brighter future with more money in the bank to build that financial wall around you and your family, a happier life, if you want to call it, a more fulfilling life, a more meaningful life. The moment we turn the attention from ourselves and our problems to solution-based, not just for us and our family, but for the people that we serve, I promise you your life will turn around. Ask yourself, what is the thing that you perceive missing in your business? Do you want more customers? Do you want to be a better marketer? Do you want more confidence in your life and in your business? And do you want to become a better salesperson? Because here's the truth. If we do not master the art of selling, or I like to coin it, soulfully serving, soulfully selling through a business where we care about the outcome for the person we are serving. If you do not master the art of selling, well, here's what I would say, you'll be broke for the rest of your days. We are all selling ourselves. We are all selling to our children to try and get them to do their homework, to eat the vegetables at night. We are cajoling our partners. We're always selling to each other because we all want what we want in life. And so if you cannot learn to serve people by focusing on what they want, not what you want, your business will die. It is just the truth. Give me a sign, girls, if I know I'm going on a rampage. Is this helping, and do you want more? Because I've got plenty more to share right now. And I think it's a really critical time to, I'm happy to stand here or sit here on my perch and share this information because it's coming from my heart and my soul, from a place that I truly care, because I've been down in the dirt so many times on the 30-year journey of being in business. I know what it's like to ask myself, friggin' hell, should I just quit and go back to something easy? Should I curl up in a ball and pull the blanket up over my face and pretend it's okay? Well, it's not okay. And I'm so grateful to you, Annette, for giving me this question. So let's go back. I've got the girls going, yeah, more. Okay, so you want more customers, more confidence. The question I would ask all of you, including you, Annette, is what are you doing about it? If you your business is in a state where you're thinking, oh, I'm worried about it. It's been closed for a little time. I've got no customers. I need more customers. I need to learn how to make more sales. You want more confidence. And so here's what I would do. More customers. Why not call on your current customers and ask them questions on about how you can serve them better, more often, maybe new product ideas, and ask them what they want. Their needs change. So in this time where everything's changing around the world, so are your customers' needs. And so what most people do, the biggest mistake I see in entrepreneurs, they're so worried about their own problems that they're not thinking about solving problems for people they serve. They're thinking about there's not enough money in the cash register, but they're not thinking about who they're serving and how they can better other people's lives. And so get a mentor, read books, go to seminars, invest in yourself. From what I've seen, doing hundreds of seminars and, going along my own journey, the thing that I notice most, it really boils down to a lack of self-worth, where entrepreneurs feel, I don't know, they don't feel worthy, but they don't invest in themselves. And I don't know if you have, Annette, but this is what I would urge you to do. The thing that you feel is missing in your business or your personal life, find a mentor who has success in that area and invest in yourself. Education, self-education, this is what Jim Rohn says. Formal education will earn you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. And I say to people, invest in your self-education, invest in mentors, invest in knowledge, then spend more time with your loved ones. Investing in yourself to learn how to grow and expand. This is one of the 7 areas of life, is personal growth. If we don't invest in ourselves, how can we possibly expand, nurture other people, help other people get what they want? We will never get what we want. And so what are you doing about marketing? What do you know about marketing? What do you know about sales and becoming masterful at serving people? Selling your products, selling your services in a way that feels good, in a way that doesn't make you feel icky, doesn't make them feel icky. More confidence. Confidence, this is what it boils down to. See, the thing is this, we cannot get more money coming into our business unless we elevate our self-worth first, because your money, it becomes in direct proportion to the value that you serve other people to. And so when you're feeling weird about asking for the sale or, ringing up your customers to see how you can serve them better, offer them different products and services, and you're feeling weird about that, the money won't come to you because your self-worth is down here, but you're trying to serve somebody up here. You need to elevate yourself so that you feel good about what you're offering. And so where does this confidence come from? God, I remember when I had zero self-confidence for so many years in my 30s leading into my 40s. I really lacked a lot of self-confidence. And what did I do about that? I started to invest in myself. I invested into mentors, into books, into seminars, into mastermind communities. I spent more money on my growth and developing my self-worth. And over time, what happened is my net worth grew because I took the focus from myself to the other person or to the other people. Exactly like when I woke up one morning after the GFC and we'd lost that $1 million and we're on our way to Sydney to speak on a stage of about 400 people for wealth creation, starting a business. And that was, I'm sitting here in the car crying, thinking, oh my God, the world is almost ended for me, thinking that, I had my future set and it just evaporated overnight. And so in that moment, it's about making that decision. And you can only make these types of decisions when you're conditioned in the mind. You've done the work on your mind to be able to move forward. And in that moment, I turned to my husband, Matt, and we looked at each other and we said, we've just got to get on with it. We've got to get on that plane, get down to Sydney, show up for the people. Notice what I said. Show up for the people who are there looking to us for answers, looking to us for solutions to their problems, and stop thinking about ourselves and get out there and serve more people. And that is exactly what we did. But that only came from the conditioning of our mindset, working on ourselves, using the time to write a new story in our journal, let the old story go. Seminars, books, masterminds, we did it all. And then when it comes to selling, I want to say something else about this, and I really hope this comes across the way I want it to come across, because I've had a lot of training in this. I have invested, I beg your pardon, I will correct myself, not spent, invested probably $200,000 alone over the past 20 years on certain mentors that helped us have a stage presence. Now, what do I mean by that? That means how you present to the world. Another one of my mentors called it how you wrap your package. Please write that down in your journal. How you present to the world dictates the amount of money that you will attract into your business. Now, you may or may not agree with me. That is okay. The only thing I would say about that is ask yourself, are you where you wanted to be in your business, your financial life, and your personal life? If the answer is yes, fabulous. If the answer is no, ask yourself, what is the missing link? What are the missing ingredients? What is it that I don't know that somebody who has what I want does know? There's a great chance is that somebody who has what you want has gone through the highs, the lows, everything in between to figure it out. That's why I say it is so intelligent to invest into your self-education so that you can spend more time with your family in time. And so ask yourself, when you show up in your business, how is your package wrapped? You are the business. If you are sloppy in your packaging, your business is sloppy. You probably don't bring in the money that you think you want to bring in or that you're hoping to bring in because people judge. It's just the way life is. What are your standards? What does your shop look like? Now, a lot of you are thinking, well, Amanda, I have an internet business. Yes, that is your shop. You are the shopkeeper. Now, I really hope this is going in. And again, I know I'm sounding like I'm on a rampage, but I'm so enthusiastic about this because I've seen the difference when we cultivate the package. You can ask for more money. You are perceived in a different way. Remember, we make our buying decisions based on emotion, and then we justify those buying decisions with logic. And so what does your package look like? When people see you, what do they perceive you as? Top of the market that you're in, middle of the market that you're in, or the bottom of the market? Most people scratch around going, what's the next Facebook ad campaign I need to do? What's the next marketing trick I need to know? You know, they're always looking at the tactic and the strategy, but what most people miss, entrepreneurs miss, is themselves. How are you turning up? And you've got to turn up a certain way 24/7 in your business. I don't care what anyone says. I really would disagree with anyone who says it's not important because I believe it is. You must show up how you want your business to be perceived in the marketplace because people are attracted to a certain type of business depending on what that business is. Yes, I know there's different horses for courses. I understand that. But you ask yourself, Annette, and everyone listening to this who's an entrepreneur, how are you wrapping your package? How are you displaying your goods and services? Are you asking for high-level money but looking like a low-level business, turning up low-level? So if your self-worth is down here, how can you ask for more money? People will pay for packaging. People love to feel special, important, and worthwhile. That is all wrapped in and around what I love to call soulful serving, soulful selling. Thinking about the other person. How can you make them feel incredible so that money doesn't become the problem? The problem lies within. We at the company head, we are the reason that our business will either flourish or flop. Flourish or flop. And how we turn up, you, me, as an entrepreneur, matters. And so everything must match. If you are asking for high-end ticket money, everything should look and feel high-end, middle or lower. But even if you are a business that sells products at the low end, it doesn't mean you can't look $1 million. It doesn't mean you can't turn up here, but charging down here, does it? It's how you wrap your package. And I've had so much education in that space, so much training, and I found it difficult to believe until I actually went out and did what I was taught. And the results were incredible, because how you feel matters, because how you feel about yourself dictates your net worth and your life worth. It's a fact. And then how you feel about yourself, other people can pick up on that and they can feel it. And so this is what I would say. If you're down and out about your business, what I would do right now, and I've been there so many times, I say to myself, Amanda, how can you get yourself back up, write this new story, how you want it to be in the future? Then how are you going to show up to the world? Even if underneath I am fearful, I'm frightened of the outcome, I'm frightened of people laughing at me, ridiculing me, pulling me down, telling me I'm crazy, my idea won't work. I still have to find a way to get up there and keep going, and so will you as an entrepreneur. But focus not on you, focus on them. Solution-based, not problem-based. Okay, that's what I would do in your shoes, Annette. And so here's what happens from there. The moment, as an entrepreneur, we get out of our own way and we start to focus on the solution of serving people, and Millionairess is a whole course on becoming a millionaire from the inside out. You are already a millionairess or a millionaire on the inside because you have all your gifts and talents on the inside. However, if you want the money in the bank, you've got to get that out and bring it to the world. Bring your gifts and talents to the world. That is what Millionairess is all about. And when you take the focus from you to someone else, I promise you, your problems will become your opportunity. Write that down. Your problems will become your opportunity. Your negative mood will subside because you're not focusing on your problems. You're focusing on a solution. And you will not feel as overwhelmed because you'll be focusing on high priority actions instead of low priorities. That's why we've got to stand guard at our door here in our mind. And you will have meaning in your life. You will feel fulfilled. And that is the true essence of what I describe as soulful serving. Having meaning in your life because you want to elevate other people's self-worth, their net worth, and their life worth through your products and your services. So that there, Annette, is my answer to your beautiful question, which I know millions of people are feeling right now. I know I've been there. I know some of you on this call or watching this video right now, thousands of you have been there or are there right now. This is the time I will be doing my gratefuls right now, saying thank you for the wisdom and the time that we have now to be able to write a grand new chapter, a grand new adventure of what your business can look like. Yes, you'll have to pivot. Yes, you'll have to grow yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Yes, you will have to take the focus off your own problems right now. Is it worth it? Yes, it is. You can build a multi-million-dollar empire if you choose to, by focusing on solutions and helping other people get what they want. And in turn, you will get what you want. And then you'll be able to hold on to your money, invest your money, and eventually have your money become your servant, not your master. So, Annette, I hope that helps you. I would love to hear your thoughts. Anyone watching this podcast, I would love your comments, your feedback. Please share this, girls, with your friends and your family. And while some of you will harshly or very strongly disagree with some of the things I said, what I will say about that is that everything I shared with you on this podcast this morning is my truth, my experience and wisdom from being an entrepreneur for 30 years. And so there's no judgment. It's just, I understand you very, very much. I understand the journey like the back of my hand, and I understand life. I'm in my 50s now, and I know how it feels. I know the struggle internally, and I know the opinions and the voices from other people aloud. However, you've just got to trust in yourself, do the work on yourself, invest in yourself, and eventually you are the one that will have the time, you are the one that will have the choices in life, and you are the one that will have the freedom that most people only dream about. So lovely ladies, that is it today. Please leave me a comment, leave me some feedback. If this is helpful, ask me a question. I got nothing to hide. I've been through a lot of stuff in business. Highs, heartbreaking lows, everything in between, and I would love your interaction. I look forward to seeing you all here again next week for my next rampage. There's a lot of you on here today, but please, girls, this is not about me just sitting here dishing out the juice. This is about you commenting, sharing your aha moments, sharing something that really stood out for you. Might be a prickly moment or something that I said that got you all fired up and you've gone, oh yes, Amanda, you've got me mad now, or you've got me inspired or enthusiastic. Whatever, your contribution matters. You are an integral part of the Millionairess movement. And so please, please don't passively sit there. Please give, because the more you give, I promise you, the more you will receive and the more you will grow and the more you will prosper. All right, my lovely ladies, I look forward to seeing you soon. And thank you again. I'll see you soon, Melissa and Sissy, and all the rest of you. Have a fabulous, fabulous weekend. Love you. Well, as always, thank you for joining us. Till next week. Appreciate you tuning in to the Millionairess Mentor podcast that is dedicated to turning entrepreneurial women into a millionairess from the inside out and enriching lives for generations to come. And I would be so grateful if you would please share this podcast with your friends, your family, and anyone you know who would greatly benefit, and give just 30 seconds of your time to leave a review from wherever you download your podcast. I would be super appreciative. Lastly, to find out more about my Millionairess mentoring for entrepreneurial women and my latest book and more inspirational stories from world-leading entrepreneurial women who share their wisdom, their experience, and their inspiration, pop over to millionairessmagazine.com. It is a free subscription. Until next week, be bold, be courageous, and even more fabulous. Bye for now.